34, 1-8 on page 769. I will bless the Lord at all times. God's praise shall continually be in my mouth.
My soul makes its boast in the Lord. Let the afflicted hear and be glad.
O magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt God's name together.
I sought the Lord, who answered me, and delivered me from all my fears.
Look to God and be radiant, so your faces shall never be ashamed.
The poor cried out, and the Lord heard, and saved them out of all their troubles.
The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear God and delivers them.
O taste and see the Lord is good. Happy are those who take refuge in our God. Amen.
Good morning, everybody. Good to see you all. Glad you joined us today. Pastor Steve was a big help this morning taking care of prayers, but I have a bunch of stuff. Thank you, though. Less nerve-wracking on me. I'm so honored to be up here today to celebrate women. And so thankful all of my friends who are standing with me to be honored on this church day. Thank you very much. Back in biblical times, there would not have been such a day as this. Women weren't very honored back then. I lost my place. Back in biblical times, there would not have been such a day as this. But we women are going to be honored today. And then I'm going to talk about women. I am so honored to be up here this morning, to be up here today, and to be with my friends who are standing with me. There's a lot of women in the Bible. Some of them I've never even heard of. One, I couldn't even find her name in the Bible. So the boss man, Clarence, said, don't use her name. It's not in the Bible. And he's right. But I'm going to read one story. I won't use her name. But the story is still great, even if I don't use her name. When this woman heard Paul preaching, she wanted to join him. Her mother and her betrothed denied it. Excuse me. Anyway, the whole town decided to burn her at the stakes because she was a bad person. And she wouldn't stay with her family. The people tried to burn her at the stake. It blazed the skies, but it didn't touch her because God opened the skies and drenched all the fire. He was with her. Anyway, God put out the fire. So then the magistrate wanted to put her in a lion's den. But when they put her in there, the beast simply laid around her and licked her feet. I thought that was kind of comical. God loved her and was with her. She escapes, and following Paul, determined for her love of Jesus, her good work, and she felt, I'm going to start over again. Another woman, her name was Veronica, in Mark, tells of a woman who has been sick for a long time. Physicians could not heal her, and she had been shunned by her people. She trusted in Jesus so much she felt that if she could just touch his robe, she would be healed. And it worked. She pushed through a large crowd, touched his robe. Jesus knew, he sensed that she was there. Jesus called her daughter, praised her, and set her on her way, completely healed. Then there's the story of Phoebe. It's in Romans. Phoebe was known as a deaconess or helper. Apparently she was a wealthy woman who helped support Paul's ministry, and she was highly regarded in the church. This provides some evidence that some women did have important days in the church back then. Even with God's help, life in ancient Egypt and Israel was hard. The women tended the vegetable garden, helped their husbands in the fields, taught their children about God, and carried enough water from the wells for cooking, bathing, and washing. Can you imagine? No washer machine, no dryer, no Walmart. They had it pretty rough. She gave the grain, she grew the grain on the ground to make bread. She fed the goats and milked them and made cheese, gathered honey from wild beehives, made all their clothes after weaving the yarn. Just think about Mrs. Noah, all those animals she had to take care of. Had to feed them water every morning, every evening. She had to take care of the sick animals too. Probably a lot of seasickness. If they lost even one animal, that would be one less creature on this earth. What a responsibility she had. And I'm sure they missed walking on ground. Most of all, she probably missed her immediate family. Praying for them and wishing they had believed in God that there was going to be a flood. Most of you are probably planning on getting Mom, Grandma a gift or something, right? She's ready. Anyway, I remember when my two little boys were little, and we didn't have much money, but they would make little things for me. Hearts made out of construction paper with poems and drawings on them. Little things like that. I still have them. They still don't get rid of them. Even though they were not expensive, they meant more to me than diamonds and gold because the gifts came from their hearts. I also remember when they were little, they took flowers out of a neighbor's yard. They were so excited and smiling about giving me this bouquet of flowers. But I loved the thought, and they were beautiful flowers. I was so afraid the lady from next door was going to come knocking. You can't pick up my flowers. I got through that without problem. Little quote I found. A mother holds her children's hands for a little while, but their hearts forever. I think that's really true. There are many, many stories in the Bible, like I said. Some are good, some are bad, or evil. But my favorite is the Proverbs 31 woman. She is like a description of Wonder Woman. She has power and splendor are her clothes. The future makes her smile and makes her playful with amusement. A strong woman is one who feels deeply and loves fiercely, has tears flow just as abundantly as her laughter. That's me. I cry at the drop of a hat. Last, again and again, we see Jesus acting with women who need compassion, whether because their actions was their fault, or was because circumstances she couldn't even know about. He didn't shy away from these women that came to him. He did not. In fact, he walked right into their lives and their stories in a way that not only offered them hope, centuries that not any had offered hope, but also provided encouragement and inspiration for us today. He can do the same for us today as he's done for thousands of years. If you just open your hearts to him, let him in and love him. Don't be shy or timid.
Softly and tenderly, Jesus is calling, calling for you and for me. Sing on the Lord, He's waiting and watching for you and for me.
Holmes Church. Good to see everyone out on this sad day. You know, our hearts are all heavy, and got the news this morning, and it's just like somebody hit you in the stomach. I don't know, was you there at the time, Cap? No. But, yeah. You know, we all been praying so hard, praying that God would do a miracle, which he can, but it just wasn't in his will. And I said it many a time here lately, we just don't understand it. I don't know. I have no answers to the question. Yesterday it was weird. I told Diane this morning after she told me, I said I had this premonition that one time yesterday, I don't know what it was, like something happened to Evan. It's weird. But God, I believe God works that way. He gives us a little inkling as to what's going to be. But I really, and I think we all do, we hurt so much for the family. It's got to be a terrible situation. Terrible. Some of you probably lost children, and you know, or a loved one. It's hard. The tears will flow. But in time, the sun will come out again. But as the church, we just need to wrap our loving arms around the family and just pray that peace and comfort would be given to them.